Hello to my woo homies out there in the interwebs. I hope your day and month and summer is going great. The full moon in Capricorn, as of me speaking these words right now, it was exact about 5.5 hours ago. And I figured, I don't want to feel obligated to do one of these woo check-ins at every lunation. However, the fact that this is a supermoon, the fact that Pluto was right next to it, and all these other interesting alignments that actual astrologers are much more suited to elaborate on than I am, the super noob that I am, it felt like a good time to check in. By the way, lunation is a word for new moon or full moon. That's what that means. Anyway, I figured this was a good time to check in, and I figured since since full moons are often seen as times to release things, time to find balance between things, that kind of energy, the question that I shuffled for this reading is, what is it time for us to move on from? Because when we're, doing what we're trying to do in the woo, it's important to do the right things. It's also important to stop doing, to not do the wrong things. And I think that maybe over these last couple years, we've accumulated some patterns of behavior that this full moon in particular might be good for. Oh, and by the way, my intention when I shuffled for this was timeless. So if you're watching this like a good while after July 13th, 2022, this will probably be helpful for you too. Well, hopefully anyway. But obviously, like, the closer you are watching this to the full moon, the better, one would assume. But my intention for this is timeless. So again, the question that I shuffled on for this is, what is it time for us to move on from? And what I shuffled for on these cards is, what does this group need to know? I hate using that question, but it felt like the right question to ask, just as a general clarifier. So as always, you can pick which one resonates with you the most. It might be a combination, that's fine too. And I don't see anything else to add. So I'm going to do a modified Kachina knife. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention. While I was shuffling this deck, I did get a peek at the Six of Wands. So that's a nice omen to start off with. And speaking of nice, the Six of Wands came up in the actual reading. So as far as the present energy is concerned, the overall vibe that I'm getting here is that we have an opportunity to seize victory. Something that I say a lot about the Ten of Swords in particular, like whether it comes up upright or reversed, something that I say a lot about the Ten of Swords is an ending that feels dramatic, but also sets us up for the next thing, which is represented by the sun rising here, and the fact that this guy is doing a blessing sign with his hand right here. Those kinds of things. So I typically say this whether the Ten of Swords comes up upright or in reverse. So I think that obviously the Six of Wands, which I got a peek at while shuffling, and it's right here literally in the middle of our entire reading, is reminding us that we do have an opportunity for victory, an opportunity to achieve our goal. I doubt that we will ever achieve it as quickly as we would like. I certainly am feeling impatient, but yeah, it's good. And the Knight of Wands energy, nodding to the emboldenedness. I don't know if you're the only one, but the content consumers that I consume, who are in the woo, I do feel like an increased sense of urgency that has been coming with these people. So it's funny that whatever ending is setting us up for a start, and lighting the fire under our asses to gallop towards victory. So that's nice. So in the past energy coming towards this, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. And I am now realizing this is way too high. This is probably way better framed. I placed this pyramid strategically and I thought I was using it correctly, but now it should be good. So I'm not sure what the Two of Wands in reverse is saying. I guess like my first instinct is hesitancy in our decision making, not feeling like we had the ability to go out and do what we wanted to do. That certainly applies, and it's certainly part of that card. So I'm not going to belabor it too much. Maybe it will come clear as this reading progresses. So in our incoming energy / future, we have the Empress reverse. You know what I was saying just a couple seconds ago about how although we can reach our goal, I doubt we will. I doubt we'll get it as quickly as we would like. This I'm reading clearly as a delay. So, oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. I was expecting, like, I couldn't help but to expect a certain kind of message from this reading. I don't think it's contaminating my reading of these cards, but it is funny to see the Empress in reverse. Which for now anyway, I'm reading as an obvious sign of delay. So whatever it is that we're trying to give birth to, whatever it is that we're trying to create, or whatever abundance or comfort that we are seeking, according to these cards, it is in our future, but not as close as we would like, which is to be expected. So now, the main course for this reading, i.e. the two advice cards. So as a reminder, this is the main advice card. This is the supporting advice card. And for that, we have the King of Coins in reverse, followed by the King of Wands upright, with the Five of Coins at the bottom of our deck. So again, the question that I shuffled on was, what is it time for us to move on from? So I think my initial vibe, because whenever I pull a court card as advice cards, I always read them as invitations to inhabit or embody that type of energy, unless there's like some obvious counter indicator saying this. But I think that given this reading, given the question that given the question that I shuffled on, I think that I think what we're being invited to move on from, first of all, the stubbornness. I think that something that I say a lot for the King of Swords, King of Wands, he's like the fiery part of fire. And a phrase that I often use to describe this energy is, you know, someone who has ultimate willpower, and once he decides what energy he wants to go in, he will fucking bore a hole through a mountain to go in that direction if that is where he feels he wants to go, and if the mountain just happens to be in his way. So this to me, I'm seeing as an obvious warning to stop being so stubborn. The card that is confusing me the most right now is this King of Coins in reverse. The King of Coins is a very practical energy. So I think that I honestly, like, if this King of Coins reversed is saying what I think that it's saying, the rest of this reading is going to be very short, because we've had themes like this come up again and again and again, and I am frankly tired of saying what feels to me like the same thing. So if I'm reading this correctly, I'm seeing this as that we need to stop. We need to come up with, man, I know what I'm trying to say. It's the words that I'm having trouble putting together. We need to come up with a realistic estimation and a realistic framing of what we're trying to accomplish. I think that, you know, the King of Coins is a practical energy, and he's also actually the main thing about the King of Coins that is relevant to this reading is the practicality. So I think that this King of Coins here, combined with this King of Wands in the upright, are telling us to stop trying to jam the round peg in the square hole, and to really take a realistic look at the situation, and to stop, to let go of this fantasy expectation of some, you know, of this magic YouTube video or BitChute Odyssey video or whatever that we share with our normie friends that'll trigger this aha moment, and then everything that we want to happen happens in the long run. I think that, and again, I'm going to summarize this because the last couple readings have had very similar vibes, and I don't really feel like beating this dead horse. But yeah, we need to set realistic expectations and not be so stubborn, because the important thing is, on our way to this thing, which, you know, the nice future that we want has been coming up in reverse a lot for us, and it's important to really make sure that we are there for one another, and to offer the support to people who need it. That is yet another theme that has come up over and over and over again. So yeah, honestly, if this is your first video of mine that that you're seeing, I'm sorry for giving the impression that I've said these things over and over again, but I really have. So with that, I'm going to move over to these 3 oracle card readings. So if you chose this group, your card is the 3rd house, communication. Are you kidding me? So yeah, again, for these cards, I shuffled on a slightly different question, which is, what does this group need to know? So I think for this group, it is a reminder to be mindful of how you communicate with the world, or also if you have been isolating yourself in the bunker, to make sure that you actually are communicating with people so that we can give birth to this this Empress card here. So yeah, that is pretty straightforward. If you chose this card, your card is mystery. I have pulled this card before for one of these readings, and I was confused by it last time as well. I think that given the context of these readings, I'm taking this as an invitation to gently coax at the things that don't make sense. And maybe if you think you have an explanation for it, first of all, be humble. You might not know, like, what you think you know might not be true. However, if things that don't seem to make sense to others make sense to you, that might be an opportunity for you to try to drop subtle clues that what is a mystery to others might not be a mystery to you. And there is, I can't help but think of the Georgia Guidestones when I look at this, you know, Stonehenge looking monument type thing. Yeah, I just wanted to drop that as well, even though I don't think it adds much of relevance to this reading per se. If you chose this card, your card is completion. This is I Ching hexagram number 63. I historically have trouble reading this font. I love this deck so much, and I hate this font so much. Anyway, let me read the key words, which are final attainment, victory, a crescendo, job well done, perfection, peak performance, and prudence. I think this is a reminder to, like, here's the thing. Given the Knight of Wands that I saw here, Like this card is reminding me a lot of these two cards that came up during the reading. So I just want to vamp on this because this is an interesting mix of ideas given the reading as a whole here. On the words peak performance and prudence, I think that whatever ending that we are that we have an opportunity to start the next thing from, I can understand the encouragement, and I would actually encourage this because as long as you don't tire yourself out and remember that this is a marathon, this is not a sprint, that the exhilaration and excitement that you have, that you bring to the table at this point, it is an asset. I think that despite the fact that, we might want to be practical and think in the long term for this birth that we would like to collectively give, I think that the excitement and exhilaration that you feel right now can be an asset, which ties into this completion card. What were some of the other keywords? Final attainment, victory, a crescendo, a job well done. So yeah, I think for those of you who chose this card, I think that don't let the fact that like just because you're reframing a situation and taking an honest look at what is possible for us right now, and maybe there are some expectations that we have had which were not realistic at all, and letting go of those expectations is an asset. But to keep finding something to keep that fire burning and to get to keep that motor running in your belly. Yeah, I tried to find a more poetic way to end that. So yeah, just remember, like, I think it is possible to channel your excitement despite having more realistic expectations of what we can do, and just remember to not be so stubborn. So yeah, honestly, that is a wrap. I hope this was helpful. I don't know. Again, part of the reason why I don't feel such a big urge to do this at every new moon and every full moon is because of the fact that lately I've been getting messages very similar to this over and over and over again, and it's not as interesting to me. I don't think I'm being that helpful, but it is good. For some of y'all who are stubborn and who have unrealistic expectations, I hope that this reading was good for you, because it is a good reminder of that. So on that note, I will thank you very much for watching. I hope this resonated, and I will see you soon.